Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. In 2017, MB&F, Max Busser, and his friends launched the HM7 Aquapod at SIHH. And I can tell you, having been there, everyone was buzzing about it. Every single person, when asked what was your best in show, said the Aquapod. And the next year, 2018, he launched this, the Aquapod with green flourishes and full grade 5 titanium. This is, in my opinion, the best version of the best watch of 2017. So the timepiece is large. There's no getting around that. Because it has this enormous rotating 120 click bezel, it measures a nominal, and I do emphasize a nominal, 53.8 millimeters in diameter. It's also very thick, at 21.7 millimeters thick, but where it starts to make up for lost ergonomic logic is that the actual spacing between the pivots of the lugs, that's only 42 millimeters. So it sits astride your wrist, but it has such a narrow distance between pivot centers that you really can wear it even on a tiny wrist and not feel like it's going to move around or that it's ill fit. You can see just how narrowly spaced those lugs are and how generously articulated they are. Giant is the look here, and it's supposed to look that way. And I am not exaggerating, you could wear this on a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, and it would fit perfectly secure. And that's down to the ergonomic logic of a watch that defies logic in every other way. You could see it's way too thick to fit underneath the cuff, so don't even think about it. Then again, you don't buy a watch like this to make it disappear. Taking a quick look at the strap, you can see, as with most MB&F products, this is purely proprietary, a combination of a little bit of a taper with an integration to the lug profile. What's unusual here is that it's an uncommon application of contrasting finish on a strap. You could see we have both shiny rubber and a sort of matte rubber, unusual and emblematic of the kind of left field thinking that Max and his friends bring to watchmaking. Now on the bottom, you can see the Aquapod features a model-specific strap, and you have these little circles representing a sort of mirror of the pod. And you can see that, of course, Max always drawing from friends in the industry, G&F Chatelin's spectacular leaf spring titanium double deployment clasp. We see it on RMs, we see it on MB&Fs and many others. And of course, then there's the MB&F double-sided battle axe logo on the buckle. And you can see that the edge of the buckle has been evacuated and also curved to match the profile of the lugs themselves. There's some nice design parallelism there. The leaf spring ensures that the buckle pops open, but then also holds itself securely shut. So it's a great design. You can see that the lugs are heavily articulated with both polish and satin, and that's a recurring theme on the watch, where you'll find a combination of media blasting, polish, and satination. All the titanium is grade 5, so it's the good stuff. Hypoallergenic, but also both lighter and more scratch resistant than 316 steel. Now there's a sapphire cap on the bezel base, and if you look, the lume that's used is what's known as AGT Ultra. So this is associated with James Thompson of England, and you're familiar with Black Badger. AGT Ultra is James's game. We'll take a quick look at this watch. I'll charge it up so you can see it at night. And not only is it designed to be read, but you can see it glows internally, lighting up the flying tourbillon at center. I'll do a quick explanation of how this actually sets, because I feel like the best way to explain how you read this watch is to just show you in the dark. So the index is at the bottom. You see now it is 6:20, and I'm advancing through time. Now it is 7:50. Now it's 8 o'clock, that little round index, and the 8 past the index. That's how you read that. You can also see it has a phenomenal three-dimensional presence. You can actually see through the case back a little bit of that AGT Ultra. ambient glow technology, and it really is quite a bit more lively than Superluminova. Exactly what you would expect on a watch from Max. Now, this was a 50-piece edition. There were a couple of different versions of the Aquapod. Green and titanium was 50 pieces. Taking a quick look at what we've got, we have two different crowns, one for winding, one for setting. So you can see this one is used for setting, and it's easier to tell where the index is by day. It's this little green index down at the bottom. You can set it in either direction, but it is a scrolling time display and fully loomed. Now, the watch, of course, features a separate crown if you wish to wind it. And you don't have to, because it is automatic winding. It has a 72-hour power reserve. We'll get close and we'll take a look. Remember that double-sided battle axe motif from the buckle? Well, you can see that is literally the shape of the tourbillon cage. Now, it's a flying tourbillon because there is no upper bridge to block your view. You can also see it features modern standards like a free-sprung variable inertia balance for precision of adjustment and shock resistance, and then it uses an old school refinement, a handmade overcoil hairspring to center the mass of the hairspring and ensure concentric breathing and even timekeeping in any position on the wrist. Now, taking a quick look, you can see that the cage is exquisitely finished with black polish, a little bit of satination, and then mirrored beveling. You can also see that the underlying structures of the tourbillon are finished just as nicely. There's solarization surrounding the tourbillon cage, and you can see satination on the wheels and base below. All screw heads black polished with chamfered slots and circumference, and it oscillates at a very traditional 18,000 vibrations per hour. Now, this watch is jellyfish inspired, and the idea is that a jellyfish energizes itself by feeding with its tentacles. And we'll just remove this sticker for a moment. On the back, you have a platinum winding mass that energizes just as the tentacles of the jellyfish scoop up prey to feed the beast. Here we have an energizing rotor featuring tentacle-like projections that are alternately satinated and polished. And you can see below that lovely rose gold gilding. This is an extensively hand-finished, handmade manufacture movement. MB&F developed this in-house through its own network of friends. Horological machine number 7, and it is 50 meters water resistant. It's worth looking back to 2017. A lot of folks were initially very confused because if you look at this rotating bezel, which you can use for timing, by the way, many folks are going to say, well, this is a dive watch, but it's not a dive watch. It doesn't meet the ISO standard of a diver. But you might wonder, 50 meters, can I even swim with it? Swimming, yes. Diving, no. That was the answer we got from Harris and Max at SIHH in 2017. It was yes, you can swim with it. No, it's not a dive watch, and I'm satisfied with that answer. You can see there is a sapphire cap on the bezel to protect it from scratching and scuffing. The action is light, positive, sounds great, and feels even better. They really workshopped the feel of this bezel, and they knocked it out of the park. Lots to love with this watch. This is my ideal version of what might be the best ever horological machine from Max. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.